Good morning, children. Today we are learning a new chapter 17, Pictorial Representation of Data. From the chapter name, we can observe that what we are studying about the data which is presented in the form of picture, that is called a pictorial representation of data. So firstly, in the pictorial representation of data, firstly we will learn about the pictograph. This we have learned also in a standard 3. So let's have a look on the pictograph. What is the meaning of picto? Picto means a pictures, and the graph means which the information you are depicting from the pictures. It is called a pictograph. And what is the definition of a pictograph? Is the representation of an information through pictures is called a pictograph. While you are representing through a pictograph, so we need a same icon, picture, or the symbol to show the comparison, right? So this is basically, the pictograph will look like this. So for it, you need a picture to assign the numerical value for each and every information given in the question, right? So next is that how to make a pictograph. Now for it, we have a certain rules that you have to be keep in your mind while making a pictograph. So firstly, you have to collect the data. Whatever you are trying to plotting a graph, or you are making anything, you have to collect the data for it. So firstly, the first step is to collect the data of the category you want to represent. So collect your data by the appropriate means, that make a list or the table of the data so that you can analyze the information. After collecting the data, what you have to do, you have to pick your symbol to represent the data accurately. For it, you need a symbol or a picture to represent the data. Next is that after selecting the picture or a symbol, you have to assign a key to the particular symbol or a picture. That the assign a key means you have to give us particular numerical value to that symbol, what it will represent, right? That numerical value will be must written along with the picture. So the next is that you have to draw the pictograph. After collecting the data, after picking your symbol, after assigning a key, then you have to draw a pictograph. Okay, then this is the final step, that you have to draw the pictograph. Then you have to make a 2 columns to present the category and the data. Then you have to present the actual symbols that you have used, and then you have to present the information which is assigned by a key. The next is, here we have an example of an pictograph. There we have details of the number of the students who have attended the practical classes in a class of 30 during a week. So for it, you have to present a pictograph. So for the pictograph, firstly, you need a data that we have already have. So after it, we will pick a symbol. So as you can see that I have picked a symbol of a smiley, right, to represent the data. For this each symbol, so you have to assign a key also. So I am assigning the key of 10 students. Here you can see that the number of days the children are attending their classes, and on the Monday you can see there are 25 children are attending the classes. For it, we have to need a symbol. So I have taken a smiley to represent the number 25 for it, because if you will make a 25 smileys, so it need a lot of space. So we don't have a lot of space to represent 25 smileys in a one time. So what we have to do, we have to represent a key. We have to assign a key to one smiley so that it is representing 10 students. It is on you that you can see that the 25, 30, 20, 35, 15, 45 are the multiples of 5. So you can assign a key in that way so that it will come a multiple of 5 only, right? So I have selected a full smiley, a smiley that is representing 10 students, and the half smiley representing the half of 10 is 5. So it means that the smiley is also going to be half, and it is representing 5 students, right? So I need to represent 25. So what I have to do, 10 is also representing a one smiley, so I have to make 2 smileys to represent it, because one smiley is representing 10 number, and second smiley is also 10, and the half smiley is representing the 5 students. So What is the total of the smileys? 25. So it means I have represented the numerical value in the form of smileys, in the form of picture. In the same way, you have to represent 30. For the 30, you have to draw 3 smileys, and for 20, you have to draw 2 smileys, and for the 35, you have to draw the smileys, then you have to draw a half smiley. This will give you 10 plus 10 plus 10. This will give you half plus 5, and it is 35. And now we have to represent 15. So for the 15, I have to make a smiley, then you have to make a half of it. Then this will give you 10 plus 5. This will give you 15. So in that way, you can present a pictograph, right? This is all about the pictograph. Let's have a look on the bar graph. This is the main concept we are learning. What is bar graph? So here is a picture of the bar graph. So it is a way of representing the data visually. By seeing, by observing it visually, we can represent our data. So the next is that a bar graph drawn using a rectangular bars. So while making a bar graph, so we need a rectangular bars to show how large each value is. So when the data is representing, the bar is visually much more appealing, so that you can analyze, so you can use the rectangular bars to show that how large each value is according to the information given in the question. So after it, a number of rectangular bars represent also the value of each data. It represents the value of each data given in the question. So the next we are learning the parts of a bar graph. So it is very important that you have to keep in your mind while doing the bar graph. So there are also parts of bar graph. The first part is of the bar graph is y-axis. Without its parts, we cannot plot the bar graph, or we cannot read bar graph. So the first part of the bar graph is y-axis, the line which is moving up the sky, or you can say that a standing line, and which is also coming down, and it is called a vertical line. The y-axis also called a vertical line, the line which is going up sky, which is running from 0 to up and down direction, it is called a y-axis. Then second part of the bar graph is x-axis, and x-axis is also called a horizontal line, which runs from 0 to right direction. It is called x-axis, and it is also called horizontal line. Third is bars. So after drawing x-axis and y-axis, so for the bar graph you need a rectangular bars. So for it is very compulsory to draw its bars in the form of rectangle. And the fourth is the scale. There should be a equal spacing between the bar graphs. So there should be a equal spacing, means if the distance between 0 and the first bar graph is this much, so there should be a equal distance between the other consecutive bars. So there should be an equal spacing between the bars, and there should be an equal spacing between the numerical value also, right? So the scale is required so much so that it can give a precise, accurate numerical value. So this was all about the parts of the bar graph. Now we will learn how to read and interpret the bar graph. So first step is that you have to read a bar graph, what the information the bar graph is giving to you. And the secondly, that you have to read the caption which is given on the x-axis and the y-axis. After reading it, you will come to know that what is the information given by the bar graph. So after knowing what does the bar graph representing, you have to read the scale, because it is very essential to read it so that you can precise value in the given data. So after reading a bar graph, you have to draw the conclusions. Now let's have a look on the example so that it will be better clear to you. Then the first example is that examine the bar graph. Firstly, you have to read the bar graph. So we are reading it. So it is representing the number of students interested in the different games. So here we can see that the bar graph giving the information that we have a number of students and they are interested in different games in a school. So we have to answer the following question on the basis of the bar graph. So you can see that the number of students, firstly you have to see the captions which is given on the y-axis and the x-axis. The line which is going up the sky, it is called y-axis, and the line which is moving horizontally, it is called x-axis, right? And on the y-axis, what is representing? It is representing the number of students, and the values are assigned that how many students are there who like the games very much. So here on the x-axis you can see that the number and games are plotting there for the number of students. Each and every game is represented on x-axis. So you can see that by visually I can observe that the maximum length of the bar graph is for the cricket game. And what is the value assigned to the cricket game mostly liked by the children is 400. So I can observe that with the help of an bar graph we can compare between the values which is more, which is less, which is maximum, and which is minimum. So that this is visually much more appealing that the cricket is likely mostly liked by the 400 children. So, or by visually I can say that the tennis game is that one which is least liked by the children, which is minimum liked by the children. And it is how many children like the tennis game? Only the 100 students like the tennis game, which is the minimum number of the children. So in this way you can analyze the data in maximum or the minimum number of children like the games. So let's have a look on example. So the same question is there. Now we have to answer the following question. In which game maximum students are interested and how many? I just told you that I can observe by seeing the length of the game of the cricket. Cricket game is mostly liked by the children and they are much more interested in playing the cricket. So how many children like the cricket game? So you can see the length of the, and you have to draw it horizontally to get the value of the number of the children who like the cricket game very much. So there are 400 children who like the cricket game. So you can write the answer maximum number of students, which game. So you have to write cricket game is maximum liked by the children and how many students. So I can say that 400 children are interested in playing cricket game. The next question is that how many students are interested in hockey? So look at the hockey. So we will see the x-axis. The games are mentioned on x-axis. So hockey. So we have to tell how many students. So we have to read its numerical value because the question is of game only and they are asking about the number of children. So the number of children for the hockey is 250. So we have to write 250. Its numerical value is 250. The 250 number of children are interested in hockey. Next is in which game minimum students are interested. Minimum, look at the size of the rectangular bar, so short. So the tennis is, I can observe that tennis is minimum liked by the children. Tennis game is that one which is minimum liked by the children. So you have to write tennis and how many. So just draw a line, a horizontal line, which will give you a numerical value, the number of students like the tennis most. So this will be 100 only. So you have to write 100. The next question is, which is the next most popular game among the students after cricket? And after cricket, you can see the length of the cricket, and after cricket, the least played by the most interested game after cricket is football. It is football. See the length. So football is the game which is liked by the most popular after cricket is football. So we will write our answer football and then horizontally draw the length so that you can draw get a numerical value, the number of children. Like the football match after cricket is there are 350 children who like football match. So in this way you can learn how to compare the maximum and the minimum value, and how to get the answers, how to read and interpret the data using bar graph, right? Do all the questions like this. So this was all about the bar graph. Thank you.